part of this massive globe we live in, Luke, would you say the most hardcore combat sports fans and the most passionate MK listeners put together, Luke?
You could maybe argue Brazil. I'm gonna say the UK.
The UK is on fire right now in all things combat sports.
This is MK going to the UK, headlining a pod festival. This is the one.
Balls Bonanza.
Your favorite combat show? If it ain't this one, it will be.
Oh my God, he knocked him out!
No. This isn't a play talk show. This is real life.
I've never been to London, England, the UK, any of that.
Virgin trip for Brian Campbell here.
I don't know the liquor laws in that area, Luke, but I hope we'll be
Feeling these margaritas.
Brian Campbell. Let's let loose. I'm fired the hell up.
I'm gonna arc all over this place, all right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event. First to the stage, born in India, but this mountain of a man hails from the capital of the United States of America, Washington, D.C. He is known as Professor Salt and Pepper, master orator perpetually loaded up on caffeine and Delta 8s. Please welcome the real LT, Luke Thomas. Now getting the red quarter treatment today is editorial partner and co-host, a man who has dared to be great and succeeded. Testosterone levels falling, yet he remains steadfast in referring to himself as the American Alpha. It is the King of Connecticut, folks, Brian Campbell.
Look at all the people at King's Place tonight. Welcome to Pod Live, the UK's first sports podcast festival.
He's late.
This guy and his lady are double.
Sorry, I have 75 beers. Can 100 people move out of my way?
This, of course, is the Morning Combat Live show, but just night one of this 5-night festival.
Opening night?
You know, it's a UK's first festival, and they got two donks from America to
Yeah, it's kind of funny you had to get Americans to headline this, but we'll accept that.
But tickets still available for the other headlining acts this week at pod-live.com. Tonight and the rest of the week, the social media hashtag is PodLive if you want to join the discussion. And thank you to the Sports Podcast Group for being behind this. They named us Best Sports Podcast of the Year, or should I say, you named us, people out there, all right? All right? Because this, tonight, it's not about LT. Obviously, a lot of it is about me.
It's a lot about me.
A lot of it is about me, but it is about you. So I know we have some very distinguished guests tonight, like 2022 Morning Combat Co-Donk of the Year and Donkette.
Oh, God, are we
Dawn,
doing
the
this
boss lady. I'm talking about Jay Paquette from Nova Scotia. I know he's here. I know he's in the building right there. All right?
Well, okay.
And, you know, the other half of the Donk of the Year, we've heard things on Interpol, you know.
If you made it here, Interpol is slacking.
From France with Love, it's David Appleton. Appy in the house. Thank you very much. All right. I know the Jan 6 Scouser is here. Adam,
Where is the
big
Jan 6
ginger
Scouser?
himself is here with his buddy who looks like he just got out of jail. All the celebrities are here. Stevie, Don, and Gav. Everybody that came out from Ireland, from Wales.
Yeah, hold on. If you're Irish, let me hear it. Okay. Hold on. Scotsman? Any Scots? All right. I mean, that was very Scottish. Who's from London proper?
Yeah.
And then the English more generally.
I mean, like, Luke, you could say, why have...
I didn't even bother with the Welsh.
Why have two American dongs?
Sorry.
But the thing is, Luke, I'm more of a man of the world. Just to recap, I don't know if you've heard this. I'm 1/8 Irish.
You're not.
I've got a Scottish last name.
Also not true.
I've been adopted by the Welsh.
Totally a lie.
Okay? I think I'm starting to get liked by the Northern Irish a little bit over time because I've got interesting ideas about how to unified.
Be,
You know what I mean? Like,
be very careful.
So thanks for everybody here who unified for the UK plus.
Yeah, thank you guys so much
Ireland,
for coming.
and right there, and they've always said I had white belt knowledge of mixed martial arts.
You do.
So right here, and Luke, I even brought out my crab socks, which is interesting because in this city I'm the only one wearing them on the outside. So But no, seriously, we are just two American donks that are so friggin' overjoyed.
You're doing a one-man show here, huh? How you?
True or false? Yesterday, you're like, I'm not motherfucking coming to your one-man show.
Yeah, BC goes doing all these like ideas, and I'm like, understand something. I am not the audience for your comedy show. We're not doing that shit.
But the thing is, Luke, and this is why I love being here this week, okay?
Yeah.
Because they get me.
You finally got outside of Connecticut.
You know what I'm saying? There's like there's a factory town vibe. Like everyone that's from their place, wherever it is, they're so proud to be from that place. They're so proud to represent.
Yeah.
And they like the same things I do. They're nuts about combat sports. They love comfort food, and they like average-looking white women. So it's like at the end of the day, it's like, right?
I gotta say, the women who are in attendance tonight, I know all of you are doing favors for your other guy.
Whoa, what kind of favors?
No, like accompanying men for this show. They're not here of their own volition.
Yes.
Let's be very
and obviously, it goes without saying. Whoa, what was that?
What happened? Well, all right, there we go. Yeah! Yay!
I mean, it does go without saying, I'd like to shout out to all the divorced moms in the crowd tonight because, BC care.
The exception that proves the rule, but
don't nobody
we're
else
grateful
care.
just the same.
Right here.
BC, how are you enjoying your first time outside of the Los Estados Unidos?
Dude, they have things in this place that I love. The candy is fantastic.
Candy's
and
pretty good.
I don't mean, come on, Appy. I don't mean that. I don't mean that candy is dandy, right? I don't mean that. But the people are so nice.
Get out.
Dude, the people are so nice. You know what I mean?
The Brits?
Like, yeah, because
you're the first person in history who's ever been like, dude, the British are fucking friendly.
They are. I mean, maybe that's because I'm also half French. So that's also.
Oh yeah, right.
But I was gonna say that like fighters aren't ashamed that they tell the story of their life through their ear, cauliflower ear, right? I'm not ashamed. Maybe I should be at what my toes look like, and these people with their teeth. It's the same thing. So I think we're all together, and we're just like, let's unify.
Oh, dude, are you doing Seinfeld bits?
No.
What about airplane food? Get the fuck out!
What's so super about that bowl? Yeah, let's. So Luke, I think though we should tell them.
Yep.
We have a great special.
We have
guest
a fun show planned today. Yes.
That we're going to trot out soon. We are going to do the Wheel of Death.
The Wheel of Death is back.
We are going to do live DMs from Donks right
DMs,
here.
yep.
So at the end of the show, if you have a question, we're going to want you to line up over here at the. We're going to point you out.
Don't do it yet.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Take it easy.
Also, post-show, we're not going to do like a meet and greet thing here, but we've been told upstairs.
There's a bar upstairs, Rotunda, I think it's called, something like that.
So if you are interested in the potential location of which organ you're going to harvest on Luke later tonight, that would be the location to scout him out. Okay, I like.
Get the fuck off.
Okay. We might as well take it over.
Yeah, bring your ass over here. All right, let's do this. Okay.
Oh. I mean, Luke, but before we start it.
Hold on, real quickly. You can see a third chair here. Round of applause. He's not here yet. We'll ask for one later. Dan Hardy in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
I've always wanted to do the Oprah bit. You know the Oprah bit, right?
You mean like the Benny Hinn bit where he would take his jacket off to heal people?
Yeah. Where you get a car. So, thank you, everybody, for, being a part of what we're doing here tonight. You know what I mean? There we go. Thank you very much. All right. Have stage will shine. That's how it is.
Dude,
okay.
Oprah gave people cars. You just gave them clothes that don't fit.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Well, welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming. We are truly honored.
I'm not doing a bit, as
here.
Luke would say. I can't believe you traveled to see us. Like it's a little stupid.
Yeah.
It's
not a smart use of your money at all. I don't really recommend it, but nonetheless, we are incredibly grateful for it. We're grateful for all you guys to be here, and like we said, we didn't know if we were going to get back, so we wanted to make sure we had a memorable show for you guys today. So.
And I was like, I want to look exactly like not like a tourist, not like a star, just like an everyday, proper British folk. You know what I mean? Like
you look like Austin Powers Bottom. Oh, fuck off.
So apparently your company's not big and Mount Nike, so don't worry about it.
It's just, people are like, you're mean to BC. I'm like, that's the show. That's the fucking plot. All right, BC, you want to bring out Dan? You want to get this started?
Yeah, so look, we said, is there a guest? You know, they remember they had Shaq to inside the NBA and it just took off. Could there be a person that we could add to this live show that could just take it to a freaking another level, right? You know what I mean?
And then you just name porn stars left and right.
Well, I do like to make a splash. You know, directional north. Peter, got it. Okay, so let's bring out our guest.
This job was fun while we had
right
it.
here. He is a former UFC welterweight title challenger. I'm not doing a bit here. Among all fight analysts who have fought,
He actually has done it. Yeah.
he might be the best fight analyst.
That actually is a fair point. Like of all the fighters turned, like seriously, of all the fighters turned analysts, Dan's the best, or certainly like top 2 or 3, right?
He used to have a red mohawk, and he called himself the Outlaw. Like he's a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Dan has all. I mean, maybe you guys won't get this reference, but Dan, when he was fighting, had like a bottom of the 9th, game 7 in the World Series vibe, like very fucking, Since then, he has
like you in the commode 10 minutes before
like
the
me
show.
in the commode. Bottom of the 9th, hit a home run, but. Now I think he's always been cerebral, but now you're seeing that a little bit more in his post-fighting career with the analytical work he's done.
And he'll tell a UFC official to fuck off if he has to. I like that. That was just,
So, with that in mind, it's time now for the outlaw, Dan Hardy. England, let him hear it.
Wow.
I mean, the outlaw, the fucking outlaw is here.
All right, well, here we are. We have Dan Hardy with us. We don't have a lot of time to waste, so let's get right to it. Dan, we have UFC 284 this weekend. We wanted to talk about it.
Not even like how you're doing, how was your commute in, like, congratulations on
we
your
already
marriage
did that.
to your beautiful wife. I mean, a lot of things going on.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. All of those are going to... Can you stop doing them over?
I follow a lot of people on Instagram. Shut up.
Okay, but UFC 284 is a huge contest. There is this debate, and I know like when we were like, oh, we're going to have Dan Hardy with us in London, everyone's like, yeah, 3 jamokes who can't get into the UFC shows. It's like, well... It's like,
last time I
2.5. But the truth is, there is a question. It's an obviously enormous contest. Number 1 versus number 2. We visited the guys at MMA On Point yesterday. They made a point. The last time consensus pound for pound 1 versus 2 was Mark Kerr, Igor Vovchanchin. Like we're talking a long time. Was this underpromoted?
I mean, right in the fire, Luke.
Let's do it. Was it underpromoted? It's the thing we've been talking about recently. Has it been underpromoted?
I feel like we've already promoted it more than the UFC have. And we've been on stage like a couple of minutes, right? It's a bit disappointing. I think the assumption is that it's going to kind of promote itself because they're such big fights. But
maybe in Australia?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, it's been absent on my Instagram feed, probably because I blocked that other account.
Right. That tends to get rid of a few.
Talking about browsers?
Yeah.
Talking about browsers, yes.
They're always coming after me. It's just the other way
no
around.
more
Right?
Captain Stabbing. I've had enough. I really. Okay, so if it's been underpromoted, that's one angle to it. But I guess in the positive side of things, it's 1 versus 2. But what do you like about it most, independent of the rankings or pound for pound considerations?
I like it because we've got a champion moving up to a different weight class, and he's got a really good chance of winning. I mean, and I don't say that very often. I mean, when Adesanya went up to light heavyweight, I didn't really feel the same. I felt like he was going to get out-muscled. And I feel like Volkanovski's the guy that out-muscles everybody at featherweight. So when he moves up to lightweight, does that just kind of balance out? Is he physiologically as strong and as powerful as Makhachev at close range? I don't think his wrestling is going to be able to compare. But the noise that's coming out of his team is not necessarily, well, we're going to stop his takedowns. It's how is he going to hold us down? And if you look at the previous times he's been taken down, it's like 10, 15 seconds, and he's already back to his feet. I mean, that would be really discouraging, especially if you're someone like Makhachev who knows you can take people down at will. If he's forced to use his striking, that puts pressure on him that might be a different kind of pressure that he's faced before.
All right, so 2 follow-ups to that. First would be 1. Someone asked us about this. I think it was the MMA On Point guys. They were like, he brought in Craig Jones, right? Craig Jones, famously of Australia, now with the B team in Austin, Texas. And if you get a guy like that who's a leg lock master, leg lock entries and whatnot, how much of that means he wants to use submissions from the bottom as a way to create scrambles? 2, what about Volkanovski's power? Like, obviously he sat down Chad Mendes and he bloodied up and battered legendary chin Max Holloway, but 15 rounds couldn't put him away. There is a question of not having bad power, but I wonder what it means for him at 155.
Well, I feel like, first of all, we know that he's not gaining weight to be a 155er, right? He's taking 10 pounds off his weight cut, which means that he's going to be far more fueled and far more fresh and ready to deliver some power. I personally feel like he's going to be more powerful at 155 than he was at 145. And I feel like with the transition of the speed that he's got as well to 155, he's certainly going to look faster than Makhachev. My concern is that most of the power's in his right hand, and he lands it very well, but then Makhachev's got a really good left body kick. And if he keeps hammering that body, Canelo does it all the time in boxing. He works the arms of his opponents so they can't punch as well.
Callum Smith, yeah.
Exactly. So I can see him doing that, hammering him with that kick over and over again, softening up his right side. And then, it's a process of taking him down and seeing if you can stop him getting back up and seeing if you can weigh on him and slow him down. And, what does Makhachev look like in the 5th round? We've not seen it. He's only been to the 4th round against Moises.
And he was able to set the terms of the engagement, really, like how long and how much energy he was going to expend.
Exactly.
So we as non-fighters but journalists, big fans in this game, I mean, I look at what Alex is doing. It's like, it's a bonus. It's like a turn off the highway of his featherweight title reign, but it's freaking badass. I'm like, that's daring to be great. As a fighter, is the 2 champion thing overblown? I don't want it to ever feel overblown. I don't want it to ever not feel like it first did, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it can be. When someone's already got a belt in one weight class and they dare to, move up a weight class, it's one thing, it's one thing challenging another champion, but you're also giving a weight advantage to the person that's already established in that weight.
Yeah.
And we all know there's no way Makhachev's making 145, right? So he's clearly physiologically a much bigger guy. Now, Volkanovski's got the reach advantage by an inch, but that's not going to make too much difference.
You probably haven't heard this, but Volkanovski used to play rugby, he weighed 215 pounds. So
Did he really? Yeah. I just, I think it's a question. These guys love you, Ed.
it's a sickness. It's part of the cult I'm playing.
Oh, right.
High tops, Kool-Aid, all that thing.
Right, yeah.
What the fuck?
He's got such a great personality. I like to see it unleashed.
Yes, he does. Sounds like what you're saying is you think it goes the distance. Hold on, let me put a pin in that. Who thinks Volkanovski, whatever you think which side wins, who thinks the main event for 284 goes the distance? Okay, who thinks it gets stopped either way? So most think stoppage. I'm a little surprised by that. Some donks here in the audience. That's fun. No, I'm teasing.
There's a lot of ways that both of these guys can finish the fight, right? Like Volkanovski can catch him with a big shot, hurt him. Even if he doesn't knock him out with it, he might make him vulnerable to something else. I keep coming back to the guillotine because I keep seeing Makhachev getting caught in guillotines. Chris Wade, Davi Hamos, who else was it? There's a few people. Nick Lentz caught him like 3-4 times in guillotines. Of course, they didn't finish. But if you've been cracked on the chin with a right hand first and you're not quite there, I mean, you look at the Oliveira fight, the right hook landed, 14 seconds later he was tapped into an arm triangle, right? Would he have tapped the arm triangle if it was a jiu-jitsu match? Probably not, but he got cracked with the big right hook. So if Makhachev gets caught with a right hand, first of all, he might have flashbacks of the Adriano Martins fight when he got knocked out, right? That's already in the back of his mind. So he does know that it is possible. With Khabib didn't realize it was possible to be knocked out because it had never happened to him, but Makhachev knows it is. So if he feels that shot and he feels a bit dazed, it might change his game. I mean, I'll state this right now. I feel like Makhachev's going to edge this fight. I do. And I feel like there are a few different ways Makhachev can win it. But I'm an underdog always in my life. I'm a daydreamer. So I always kind of gravitate towards the person that I ultimately don't think is going to win.
My only issue is, and certainly I've been a big fan of Volkanovski. I think anyone familiar with the show would tell you that both of us have been. But the thing that I keep coming back to is every time I hear a case for like why Volkanovski will do well, it mostly is a defensive case about how he could be frustrating. I've not yet heard anyone make the case how he's going to put it on Makhachev.
And consider the momentum of kind of beating the shit out of Korean Zombie and then kind of beating the shit out of Max Holloway. He is showing us that he is completely well-rounded the game. What could stop him from moving up and having fight-changing power?
Just to add on to that, the thing is, it's like he beat up Max, but it's like, dude, Makhachev has very good defense. And the reason why, one of the reasons, and I'm sure you know this better than I do, One of the reasons he has good defense is he doesn't play fuck games. He doesn't stand in the line of fire too long. He stands way on the outside. He chooses what he's going to do, or in the case of Oliveira, accepting pressure, but they had a game plan for that. He's like, if you look at strikes per minute for like a high-level guy, it's one of the lowest of all the champions. So it's like, I get it if he played Volkanovski's game, that Volkanovski would over time put it on him, but like if he's just not playing that and it's still mostly just defensive wrestling, it doesn't create for a great fight, but it's like, show me where the offense is in that articulation.
Show me that shit.
Show me that shit.
But then, you know, like the Gracie's always said, you've got to fight out of a good defense anyway. So if he starts the first 2-3 rounds with a good defense and he's able to just put a dent in Makhachev's confidence, then third, fourth, fifth round, it can change. You know, he only needs to win a couple of rounds 10-8 to bring the scorecards really, really close. So he could lose the first 2 rounds, and he cracks him in the third round and drops him and threatens him with a guillotine, and then we're back to evens going into the fourth and fifth.
Depends on who's judging, though.
Well, there is
Doug Crosby in a bathhouse, he got a little strike zone a little differently, all right?
Yeah, that's very true.
Crosby's going to do Bellator the night before.
Yeah.
Hey, if Dana's judging, he won't be able to find Makhachev on the scorecard, will he? You don't know his name.
Spicy Dan Hardy.
Well, you know.
Okay, so you fancy Makhachev to win, huh?
Yeah, I do. I kind of am leaning towards him. I just feel like
Stoppage? Volk's tough.
Yeah. I could see it being a decision. I could see Volkanovski winning a round or two, but I think Makhachev might.
Okay, so here's the question. It's one he asked yesterday, or maybe yesterday, like when we did the one with Chuck, but either way, it's worth going back over. Let's say Volkanovski wins, right? Let's say he wins. He doesn't just win. He wins dominantly. And you're like, oh my God, what? You're trying to comprehend it. At that point, does he deserve a place in consideration alongside your Demetrius Johnsons, Anderson Silvas, GSPs? In America, we would say, is he a Mount Rushmore guy at that point? Who says if he beats Makhachev, is he a Mount Rushmore guy?
Okay, but how many people are allowed in the upper room? Or is it just going to be like, we'll just keep filling it? Because like you got to have a line somewhere.
All right, what do you think, Dan Hardy?
I think it's more difficult to get on the MMA Mount Rushmore now. I think, you know, when GSP was around, he was so dominant. He shut the division down, and he was kind of carving out a new niche as an MMA fighter. Anderson Silva did the same thing. I mean, you know, we've witnessed him fight so many times, and it was like magic watching him fight. I don't think there's anything standout about what Volkanovski does. He's not outstanding at anything. He's just really good at everything. And for me, the ones that stand out are the ones that were great at one particular thing, but were able to do everything else good enough to facilitate them to be great in that one particular thing. I don't know just yet. If he wins this belt and then defends it one time. See, the thing is, I also think that we've got to remember this is Makhachev's first title defense. Like, it would have probably been better if Oliveira had been the champion, had defended the belt a couple of times, and then Volkanovski beat him. Because then you're beating a defending champion that's defended previously. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think maybe because this is the first title defense of Makhachev, it's not quite in the same.
It's weird though, because like Volkanovski is almost in a no-lose situation, short of just getting knocked out cold, and it just kind of, you know, changes him to some degree. But like, there's a high and a low here for Makhachev. If he wins, he will go in 2 fights from like not ranked to probably the pound-for-pound king and considered, you know, not just Khabib's boy, but like coming on in that category too. But if he loses to the rising featherweight, well, we'd be like, oh, he never defended his title. He wasn't that much to begin with. You know, it's a tough spot being a fighter when you got keyboard warriors, you got fucking Appleton, you got, you know, people like that you know, they got these opinions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of Jan Sixers here, unfortunately.
It is really difficult. It is a lose-lose situation for him, and you know. Of course, you know, if he wins, then we're expecting him to continue on and defend his belt against other people in the division, potentially even move up to welterweight. I could see Makhachev being able to do that. Yeah. He would be problems for welterweights as well. But I don't know. I think he gets it done.
Let's talk about this co-main.
Okay.
Right, interim title. Josh Emmett fighting Yair Rodriguez.
Sex.
Just
not right now.
Just no condoms. Just a great time. The best day ever. It is going to be chaos and madness. I mean, there's just 2 guys who are all out action style. Give me a sense in your mind, at least, about what this is probably going to look like. 2 cats in a bag?
Yeah, a little bit. 2 squirrels fighting over a nut potentially.
Yeah.
I can see Rodriguez doing exactly what he did against Max Holloway, standing in striking range, because he's so fast with his legs. He fights quite emotionally, right? He fights like he's trying to make a point sometimes. And I do feel like that's risky. He got away with it with Max Holloway because Holloway's not really a puncher, right? He builds volume as the fights go on. But Emmett's different. Emmett's a scary individual. And you know, when we saw him land on, was it Michael Johnson? And just,
oh my God.
Like the thing is, Yair Rodriguez is a very tough individual. He takes a shot very well. But we know that because we've seen him take shots very well. And I don't know whether you take the same shot against Josh Emmett.
Emmett's willing to take a licking to tick that.
We sat with him, and like every fighter is kind of like it, but he was, and not even like, he was also nonchalant about the idea of damage, because we're asking like, how do you feel about having to take this much damage like as part of your style? And he very much is at peace with the idea that he is totally willing to give away his body in every sense of the word for athletic glory. Like there's no negotiating with himself. There's no nothing.
Like a
it's okay.
like a straw weight on OnlyFans, right? Their choice, not mine.
I want to see your bank statement. I want to see what your Venmo looks like. But you get the idea. What the fuck was I talking about? You got me off my thing.
Emmett's willingness to
his
put
willingness
the
to take
body
damage.
out
And
there.
so the question is not so much is he going to get beat up. He's going to get beat up. Some of the guys we talked to this week think it's going to be a question of distance, and that Emmett's going to want to navigate to the inside, which I agree with. But dude, Emmett's power is nuclear. It's nuclear level power. Has Yair been hit that hard by anyone?
Not that I can think of. Not that I can think of. And we've seen him hit and hurt and damage.
Like he has a great chin.
Yeah.
He's resilient, but like I don't know if you've faced a guy who has the light switch like that.
I don't know. I mean, Zombie's got big power. You know what I mean? We've seen him put people
Zombie
down
was beating him up.
Yeah, very true.
You know what I'm saying?
But then that's the other thing with Yair Rodriguez, and that's really where Josh Emmett is at risk for me, because he doesn't mind taking damage, which means he is there to get hit. Yeah. When he's pitching that right hand over the top, drops his head right into that center pocket. And there's all kinds of elbows and knees. And there are all kinds of...
Let us see your hands.
We're used to technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's all right. I have a show name after it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a dangerous area for him to put his head, and he tends to do it all the time when he's throwing his right hand. Like that center channel where Yair Rodriguez throws those knees and elbows and stuff, that's real danger for Emmett. I mean, the thing is, as far as the mentality goes of sacrificing yourself, you've kind of got to. Like that, it was always the mentality going in. Like I'd clear my debts, I'd return any books or anything I'd borrowed before the fights. You go into
That's
there.
That's gnarly, man.
Dude, last 15 minutes of my life. It's just the only way I could get up for a fight. It's the only way.
Dude, you guys, and I know that like you're kind of like pseudo us, like because you're like a media member, but we'll never be like real like this.
I have that jacket though.
Oh, that's right. What didn't Dana tell you something?
Yeah. True story. Yeah.
You want to tell them?
It was the very first UFC London event, and I'll be honest. I mean, this is a lovely jacket.
Thank you.
But the one that I've got was made for the rugby team, the Lions. So it was a little bit more, bespoke. No offense.
Fits well, though.
So for my very first UFC commentary gig, they asked me what I was going to wear. So I sent them a photograph of this jacket on the hotel room bed, and I got a message straight away from Dana: "You can't fucking wear that." So then every time after that he asked me what I was wearing, I would always send him the same photo, the same jacket. And he stopped asking me in the end. It was quite good.
Great.
All right.
I mean, asking me to commentate.
Yeah.
Stop asking me.
All right.
Wow.
Fair.
Hey, Luke, maybe we should cycle away from fight analysis and start, talking shit and telling jokes.
Hold on.
This guy's
Hey,
great,
your
right?
stand-up set at the start was fantastic.
Not yet. I want to get.
They call me Uncle Gringo. That's good. That's what Tukey calls.
Are you feeling these margaritas, Brian?
No. I was warming up in the 8th robe earlier, but yeah, I'm okay.
We did a live show in you won't know this, but we did a live. They'll know this. We did a live show in Las Vegas, and I don't drink anymore. I really.
International Fight Week, like the.
It was
day
International
before
Fight Week. Yeah, it was the Izzy Cannoneer and then Volk Holloway 3, and we did a live show there at the beer house.
Wait, was there anybody here that was also at that Vegas?
That'd be amazing. Is there anybody here for that?
No.
No? Okay, fair enough.
No one made it out.
Thanks for traveling, guys.
Well, I mean, it's pretty far apart. But what I was gonna say was, I always get. I mean, the thing is, like, I can see what the number of viewers is on a video or whatever, and it doesn't ever make me nervous. Talking to fighters doesn't ever make me nervous. In front of people, it's a little different. Like seeing all these, Appy's just mouth breathing. It's distracting. So I just didn't know how it was gonna go. So I drank a bunch before the show. Dan, I'm sad to report it did not go well.
There's a famous quote.
There's a famous quote. I grabbed the mic like this. I was like, hold on. I'm feeling these margaritas, Dan Hardy.
And you know what, Dan?
So anyway, because I quit drinking, like I had 3 of them, and I was like,
The frat boy came out of him. Like, you weren't in a frat in college, right?
No, I wasn't.
Fuck that, right? You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, it's like I don't need a shell of people around me to guide me in any direction.
Dan, here's the problem. He calls the fraternities white gangs, which always makes me ask, well, then who's in gangs?
People of all creeds. And
Oh, right.
All gangs matter. Was that
All
politically
gangs
correct?
matter.
I don't know.
All gangs matter. Very good. Dan, let's finish up with the 284 very quickly. Give me who's coming away with that interim strap. By the way, people bag on the interim strap. It does make this fight 5 rounds, and it does mean that the winner, I don't like interim titles, but it gives them a chance to have a bigger fight in this case, and it means when the winner goes into their next fight for the unification, they're going to get pay-per-view points. Hard for me to be mad at that, even though I granted the interim title's kind of silly, although if Volk drops it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, who's walking out with the interim strap on Saturday, or Sunday in Australia?
Kind of feel like this is going to upset a few people in here, but I feel like Josh Emmett.
Ooh.
The only reason we were chatting about this on the podcast the other day, I feel like Yair has got everything he needs to be a world champion as long as he keeps a hold of his emotional state. That's the only thing that seems to get away from him. It's the thing that puts him at risk. It's the thing that stands him in front of people that can really punch, which is why I'm worried for him. Right? Like, you give it 2 years, or you move him up to lightweight and you know, put a bit more size on his frame so he's not so drained and he's not so feral when he gets in there. And I think he might be a bit more calculated. He's got all the skills in the world. He's lethal. But I just feel like he takes too many risks because he's fighting out of emotion, you know?
I mean, I could say the flip that, you know, I love that guy so much, but Josh Emmett walks into oncoming traffic to win a fight too, so I don't want to walk in against that machete. You know?
Yeah, but he's driving a different size truck to Yair Rodriguez.
Oh, shit,
you know?
it's quick too. Yeah, is that a purple streak in your hair?
Purple? Is it? I don't know. There's a lot of grey in it at the moment. I mean, you're
join
the
the
salt
club,
purple.
guy.
That's the first non-juggalo with that kind of hair color, and I like it though. He pulls it off.
Very quickly, just prediction for the feature fight: Jack Della Maddalena and Randy Brown. Where are you on that one?
Oh, you know, I think it's going to be difficult to beat Randy Brown, but Jack Della Maddalena's body shots are a thing to be reckoned
His
with.
boxing is just
It's amazing.
tremendo.
And when you've got a nose like that, you're not really worried about getting close to people, are you? I mean,
Fuck
you
off.
already smell round
Say what I want.
But it's his body shots. If he's able to put Randy Brown against the fence and work those body shots, was it Emeev with the left hook?
Yes.
And then Danny Roberts with the right hook, so he's ambidextrous? I'm kind of leaning towards him based on pressure and the flat nose.
Yep, I like that idea. All right, so there you have it.
The other prediction, season 1 of Power Slap. Is it you going with Slap Jesus?
That was the New Year's Eve edition,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That was, I mean, what the hell's going on here?
Someone got that.
Yeah, yeah, too soon.
Can you imagine someone's going to spend money, like they're actually going to go to work, labor, get a check for it, and be like, I'm going to give this to a Power Slap.
That's not. Yeah.
Fuck, what?
By the way, shout out to the second deck folks tonight. I mean, these people that are. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. That's up where Owen Hart fell. But good luck to you.
All right, well that's a little.
Dude, he was our said New Year's Eve. I mean, come on, you know. It's just like,
We're doing the Owen Hart material now.
Yeah,
Is that what we're doing?
I got Chris Benoit too. If you really want.
Okay, all right.
From the UK.
All right,
Come on.
all right. Dan, let's talk a little bit about you.
Okay.
How is it you haven't punched Jake Paul in the face yet for money?
Because no one's called me. My phone is sitting here, right? I'm waiting for the call. No, I quite like the guy, to be honest. I like the game that he's playing. I mean, they've just punked the UFC by selling them that nonsense energy drink, haven't they? Like, they literally took all the sponsors off the fighters and then made the area that they stand a sponsored checkpoint.
The hydration zone. The Prime Energy Drink Rehydration Zone.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
That give you cramp in seconds.
Yeah, dude, it's full of potassium. It's not even good for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I like Jake Paul. I think he's funny. I think he's entertaining. I think he's going to beat Tommy Fury.
Ooh, what do y'all both
How is
think
that
about
a debate?
Like the thing is, right? If you're Tommy Fury, well, first of all, I was doing some content stuff with John Fury a little while ago. What a character!
Did he have a shirt on?
He did have a shirt on, yeah. But it was a short sleeve shirt, so I could see all of the teeth marks up his forearm.
Yeah. Do you know he once fish hooked an eye out in a bar fight?
Did he really?
Yeah. I tried to ask Tyson about that. He hung up on me.
Well, I won't tell you exactly what's going to happen to Tommy Fury if he loses, but it involves a bike chain.
All right, that's not great. It's like, here's what happens to Tommy if he loses.
And that's not
like 19th century surgery.
Cat nine tails. There's so much pressure on the poor guy. I feel sorry for Tommy, honestly. right? He's a good-looking kid. He doesn't speak very well. He doesn't box fantastically, you know? His big brother is probably the best heavyweight that
His
we've
brother
ever
is
seen.
a generational talent.
Right.
Right. And
Dad's a maniac.
his dad's a maniac. And we met him in Cleveland. Dude, he's a nice kid, man.
Yeah.
He's a nice kid. And you're right, like he looks the part or whatever. But
His DMs must be fire.
dude,
though.
his DM,
I mean, like, yeah, right?
I can only imagine. He's got a lot more than strawweights in his game. But you know what? But the thing is, like, I don't know how you guys here feel about it, but like, we were at the Jake Paul Anderson Silva fight, man, and we went into that one, and I remember there was a dude the night before, after the weigh-ins, who accosted us, and he was like, "Who you guys with?" And we were like, "We're with Showtime." And he's like, "Who do you think's gonna win?" And me and BC were both like Anderson Silva. Like, we thought Anderson was gonna win. Not that we thought Jake was a fraud, but like, you bit off more than you could chew at this point.
Plus, the PED testing, I didn't think it was going to be top notch.
And in either direction, really, in that one. And then, dude, he put it on Silva. Like, it was close, but he was better. And to the point where I was like, I don't even know if there's a point to the Diaz fight. And so it's like, dude, I like Tommy, but nah, dude, it's going to be a real bad
Yeah,
night for him.
I mean, we do have a timed live show, so can we get off of Jake Paul?
All right, fuck off. Here we go. Let's do something else.
Somebody had to say
Dan,
it,
So if Jake Paul is not in the future, I know Diego Sanchez was for a while, and that all kind of fell through.
He can also just retire and be a great analyst. Like, you don't have to push him back in.
No, but I know everyone wants to know, where are you with the idea of a potential anything fight going forward?
I honestly probably would never, ever retire. If the right offer lands on the table, I'll fight somebody. I love
Define right
fighting.
offer.
Something that sounds like fun. I don't want to fight somebody who I have to explain who they are to people.
Well, what do you think about Jorge Masvidal's new card that he just announced that's going to be like Roy Jones against Anthony Pettis, Jose Aldo boxing a rematch
Yeah.
with Jeremy Stevens, and like on and on down the line?
There's some good ones on there. I like the MMA guys fighting one another. I'm not so keen on a 50-something-year-old Roy Jones fighting, because Anthony Pettis is still good.
Don't take a bare knuckle fight,
Right.
because you're better than that, all right?
That's what Diego's doing now against Austin Trout. That's a massacre.
Yeah, that's not a good.
I watched Power Slap.
I mean, at least BJ goes down in competition at the Lava Shack, so like he's probably not going to get hurt. You know what I mean?
He lost those too.
Oh, go.
I mean, I hate to say it, but he got worked over. All right. So Dan, let's recap where you're with. You obviously have your channel, Full Reptile, and everything else on there, which is going fantastic. What about you on TV? What is the situation
I
there?
need more of you on TV.
Can you talk about what's going on the TV side?
You got my OnlyFans though, right?
Yeah, well, I'm on Only Pipes. It's like a rival website. It's all we show, you know.
So I'm still doing my BT work. I do a few things for other people as well, One Championship and Glory, etc. I have just signed a contract with an organization though to be,
Shit.
commentating and analyzing as well as doing a few other things.
Can you announce that here?
PFL.
Yo, here's the thing though. I mean, we joke about it, but seriously, that cage is fucking smart as shit to bring you in. That's a smart cage.
Dan, you have to tell someone the cage is not very bright. You have to tell them on behalf of us.
I will do.
That the cage is not going to be acing the SATs or, into any kind of debate society at Oxford. It's just not going to go that way.
No, we are excited that you're doing this because you bring a lot to this game. And do you feel like what's your angle? You're an ex-fighter who breaks down fights, great. But do you feel like you just see things differently? Because there's levels in that job of ex-fighters going into broadcasting. We happen to think you're the best or one of the best. What do you think separates you from the pack?
I watch a lot of fights.
Oh, wow.
Honestly,
Take that, DC.
That is literally. Honestly, it's literally it. There's no superpower, no special knowledge, no nothing. I sit for hours and watch fights. And that's it, I consume. And the thing is, if I start from the start of a fighter's career and I watch all the way through to their most recent fights, I can see their improvements, I can check who they've been training with between those fights, I watch the countdown shows, the embedded, and just kind of get a sense of that fighter's journey. And then it allows me to understand the patterns in their game, right? Like, some of the most complicated fighters are some of the ones with the best patterns, like Adesanya. Like the work that he did against Paulo Costa, setting him up with that left hand to walk him onto the head kick and stuff. Like, they're the things that I search for. Honestly, there are a lot of fights I struggle to watch because there's not really a great deal going on other than two people trying to whack each other as hard as they can. And honestly, I kind of tune out to a lot of that stuff. It's hard work to watch
Luke
it.
turns down the commentary a lot too. It's like a dick move, but
Commentary in MMA is hard.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
extremely difficult.
It is. And some fighters make it really difficult, but other fighters, I mean, my last commentary gig ever for the UFC was Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar, which was
A fucking massacre.
it was unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally looking at us in the commentary booth talking to us. He's like,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
just
I mean,
unreal.
Herb could have stopped a fight or two, but that's, I know.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
No,
You can't say that. That is like.
Yeah.
That's a no-no, right?
You can't
That's
say it.
verboten?
Can't
Yeah.
say it. No, you can't say it. You get.
Yeah, okay.
Was that me?
I think
That's Herb.
It's all right. Yeah, I think it might be you, but it's okay.
He's trying to switch my mic off.
Can we talk a little bit about the state of UK MMA?
Please do, yeah.
Because here's what we see as American guys. It's definitely bigger than when you were at your peak in terms of like the state of the overall MMA economy. But it feels like it's got levels to go before it reaches how big boxing is here. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I think we've got stars in boxing right now that can generate a massive crowd, and I don't think we've quite got that yet.
Dude, but here's the thing. Okay, you've got the Furies and you've got the Anthony Joshuas. But from an American perspective, I'll turn on like DAZN on some British fighter that Eddie Hearn is putting forward. I've never heard of him. In the town they're in, it's not necessarily like a hub for boxing, and it's fucking packed. And everyone's having a good time, and everyone's
Yeah, were they handing
hollering.
out 8 balls on the way in? Like these people were like after it. You know
Dude, it's just from the American perspective, it's hard to fathom how they could get that excited about
Maybe it's
something.
like High Rollers. We went there that time. They gave us all those gimmicks like for free.
You ever been to High Rollers, BJJ?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a good time. But what do you make of that? The popularity of obviously one's got a head start, but the popularity of boxing relative to MMA here today.
I don't think there's that much in it, to be honest. I think if the UFC invested a little bit more time in putting on events over here, like when I was fighting, we had 2-3 consistently, right? Is that me?
That was me. Sorry, Mike. I'm very roughly here. It was getting in the way. It was just,
I don't know. I feel like they came because honestly, before the UFC arrived in the UK, I mean, we had UFC 39 at the Albert Hall, and then we had a big gap, and then when UFC came back to the UK, it was like all of the other local shows kind of stopped. Because people weren't buying their tickets because they were waiting for the UFC event to come back. Yeah. And it was really good for the scene for a minute, and then it just killed it. And all of the shows that the FX3 and Extreme Brawl and all the weird names that we had going on in the old school UK MMA, Extreme Brawl, that's where I made my debut. They just stopped because the promoters kind of thought, oh, well, we're not the UFC, so we'll, and the scene kind of died. But honestly, with Paddy and Molly coming through Cage Warriors and what they did there, and then with Brendan winning at PFL as well, that was huge. I feel like things are certainly on the rise again.
The thing that was kind of interesting was I spoke to one of the guys who is, I would say, a sort of a big player in the TV side of MMA here in England. And he told me when Bisping retired, they were looking desperately for who's the next big star. And the assumption was that it was going to be basically Darren Till, which obviously did not pan out. And then here comes Leon Edwards out of nowhere. Has he been, is it fair to say that Leon Edwards is the heir to Michael Bisping? Has it felt like that here? What role does he play? Obviously, it's a super significant one as a champion, but what is it exactly?
I wish I could say yes because I love Leon. I'm a big fan of him, and I'm glad to see the belt around his waist. But he's not quite taken on that mantle yet of Bisping, and I think partly it's because in the UK we like someone that can talk a bit. We like someone that's got a bit of banter and that can trash their opponent. And Bisping's super sharp. Conor as well. I mean, in the BT studio when he was doing that live interview with Chad Mendes. And he was talking about wrestling his balls on his face. It was just those kind of one-liners is what gets the UK crowd going. It's like, yes, that's the guy I want to
Testicle talk.
Yeah. And I just feel like, unfortunately, at the moment, Leon's just a little bit too quiet. He's not quite realized himself yet as a character in mixed martial arts. And we've got characters. Yeah. We've got more characters than we've got good fighters, unfortunately.
Dude, we did. It's funny. I'll pull back.
I didn't have to say that. Well,
I'll peel back the curtain a little bit. We did 2 RSDs today. These are sit-down interviews with UK fighters, and all of the staff, when they were over, they're like, wow, they're so much better than the American fighters. They have so many interesting things to say.
They have I think, now I know why so many people showed up here and why we're doing a live show in the UK. Our vernacular on the show, cock and balls, right?
Yeah, that's a little bit more your bit.
Hello, my baby, hello. That's how they talk to each other on to their mom and dad. It's
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, yeah. The banter in the gym, I mean, Veronica's sitting a couple of rows back, and it's been a bit of a shock to the system training at Rough House.
Are you talking about UFC flyweight?
The UFC flyweight.
Veronica
yes.
Macedo?
Yes.
That's what you're talking about?
Well, no, Veronica Hardy.
Veronica Hardy.
Veronica
That's what
Hardy,
I'm talking about right there. You know, she probably doesn't want us to say it, but she's got a big fight coming up against Killer Miller in March.
Huge fight.
You know, and I follow both on Instagram. I'm sorry about that. I really
Yeah, big
am,
fight.
Dan. I really am. Such a nice guy. I really just...
I'm gonna let it sit. I'm not gonna save you.
You know, you have a history though of letting me, hanging me out to dry against Floyd Mayweather. You know, Brendan Schaub. You know.
You hung you out to dry with us.
I mean, okay, so it'd be nice if you got my back. Where were we?
I don't know, BC. That's what you do.
Yeah, that is.
I think we were talking about the state of UK MMA relative
Yeah.
to boxing. Anyway, it's not.
Well, it's worth me mentioning, we've got 17 fighters going out to Serbia this Friday to compete in the IMAFs. Like the amateur team are a different level.
Super solid.
Yeah. And the turnover in the amateur team, like we've got fighters joining constantly. Fighters turning pro, like Teddy Stringer, he's going to go a long way. He's just doing the Cage Warriors Academy in California. The amateur teams are doing really well. And honestly, that's what's going to connect with the upper levels. Because these kids, I mean, we've got Simeon Powell, right? Fights for PFL. Fantastic fighter. He said to me yesterday, I was 3 when you turned pro.
Yep.
Dude's 6'4", light heavyweight, moves like a viper, and he's learning the whole game right now. And I was still traveling from one jiu-jitsu place to a kickboxing place to a, do you know what I mean? It's like...
Kel Brook was like, I spilled more Coke than you drank, you know?
Leave Kell Brook alone. Poor Kell Brook. God damn. That one made the headlines in the United States too. I saw that. I was like, fucking Kell, will you? Sorry.
Yeah, but what are you going to do, you know?
Coke.
Yeah, Coke. There you go.
Okay, now which area, because I'm so intrigued by the British Isles, which I know some people say you can't call the two, the UK
Okay, here we go.
plus and the negative together, it's like...
Who's ready for an American geography lesson?
So you've got the UK, you've got Southern Ireland. Who...
Fuck.
Go, anyone that wants to kick my ass can go through the
Actually,
J6
fight Dan
house
Hardy
over
first.
there, right? Which area has the most? Because I love the passion in this area for combat sports like you wouldn't believe. Like I got a hard on from here to Hanover, as they say. Which area is the most passionate out here in the Isles?
Yeah.
Isle of Man?
Are there people there?
Just salad being tossed. Yeah, we just keep going.
You could ask everybody and they're going to say their hometown. I guarantee it. Like, there are fighters everywhere.
Arnold Allen didn't say that.
How about
Did he
your
not?
hometown?
No. Is that why he's traveling to Birmingham to
He
train?
told me like people in his town, like, are you famous in your town? He's like, people in my town don't give a fuck about me.
No?
Yeah, he's like the old grandmas are like, stay out of the road and shit like that.
Dude, Nottingham was a fighting town. Like myself and Paul Daly, we had Cole Froch obviously as well.
Oh, yeah.
Jawed Khalid, lots of good boxers coming out of Nottingham as well. But then you go over to Birmingham and they've got Renegade and you've got, Leon,
Ozzy.
of course, Tom Breeze and Fabian Edwards. And yeah.
I used to snort ants.
Yeah,
that
for
goes-
sure. Bit of head off a bat, I wouldn't do that shit. And then you come down to London. We were at London Shoot Fighters this morning. Absolute killers on the mat. Watching MVP spar is like the Matrix. Literally, opponents getting out of the cage after they've sparred with him going, dude, you like the Matrix. It's really, really unusual to watch him fight. And you've got a bit further south, you've got GB Top Team run by Brad Pickett. We're there tomorrow morning. There's just talent up and down the country at the moment.
Hey, doesn't Jay from MMA On Point train there? Or no, Alex does, right? Bagavan? Yeah.
Yeah, there he
Shout out
is.
to him.
Hey,
Shout
it's
out
the
to our
MMA On Point guys. There you go.
down there.
Round of applause for them.
Yeah. That guy Bagavan was like, I get my ass kicked by Brad Pitt.
Bag of van of dicks over there.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so, but you haven't mentioned some territories when you laid that out. I mean, what the fuck's going on in Wales?
Hey. You've got Shaw Mixed Martial Arts. You've got Jack Shaw.
Yeah.
You've got Oben Elliott. There's loads
Yeah,
of
but I say
guys
Jack
coming
Shore is
over there.
really good.
Yeah, and Oben Elliott, it's a name you've probably not heard yet, but keep an eye on that kid. He's going to be a big name.
Okay.
Okay, do you think, let's talk boxing real quickly before we transition to something else for
Sure.
the UK. Fury's going to fight Usyk, you think, right? It's going to happen?
I think so.
Or Francis, one of the two.
Well, yeah, actually, what do you think? Who does Fury fight next?
I think it's going to be boxing next.
Okay.
I think it's going to take a little while to get the Ngannou fight over the line. And I think it will happen. And I wouldn't mind seeing, yeah, I do. And I wouldn't mind seeing a hybrid fight, if I'm honest. I wouldn't mind seeing
Okay,
a
you would
small-
rather see 4 ounce in a cage than for the actual boxing heavyweight championship?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. It's a nice middle ground, right? I mean, you see what they're doing over in One Championship with the Muay Thai. It's great,
I
right?
love it.
It just changes the sport. I mean, you watch Rod Tang in 4 ounce gloves. It's terrifying, right? You put those gloves on heavyweights. And the other thing as well, it's like Tyson Fury, yes, he's a boxer, but he's a fighter. Like, if you fight that guy on the street,
He's a fighting man. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Of course. That's his superpower. So you put small gloves on him where he can start grabbing your wrists and hand fighting.
Yeah.
You know, the uppercut he landed on Chisora, like the gap that he's managed to squeeze it through with those big gloves.
I will tell you, Paulie Malignaggi wants to be something, and I know everyone's and MMA fans don't like Paulie, but Paulie actually is.
I like Paulie. He's
I'll
a
say
smart
this:
guy.
his boxing analysis is very good.
Yeah.
It's very good. And one thing he told me was, you can make what you want of his sparring with McGregor, but what he told me was that there is a difference in power. He's felt it because I guess he's done some training with dudes in the 4 ounces, and he was saying that obviously it makes sense. The glove is bigger, but it was it was notable how much less the power was with the full boxing glove on. So I don't know if Francis would suffer from that. He seems to hit, like the hammer of Thor or something. But with the 4 ounces, it's a guarantee if he touches you, it's over,
Yeah.
right? But Chael Sonnen was bagging on the idea of like, oh, if it's a hybrid fight, it's a waste of time. I'm with you. I actually feel like that's a lot better of an idea.
For sure. I remember when I was growing up, I bought a video tape, VHS, with Ali fighting Antonio Inoki, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was a weird event, but I'm glad it happened.
The fight did suck, though.
Oh, it was terrible, but I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it happened because they were trying to do something new. And like you've got Francis Ngannou, you've got Tyson Fury. If you take one and put him in the other arena, they're at a disadvantage, right? I would honestly say that I think Tyson's at less of a disadvantage moving into MMA than Ngannou would be moving into boxing. I feel like Tyson would be better at MMA than Ngannou would be at boxing.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
We don't have a lot of 6'9" MMA fighters.
No, and he would make heavyweight as well. He would make the limit because he's 276, I think he was.
Something like that.
So
Although
he would make the limit.
Tyson can lose a little. I mean,
Yeah, he's got that bod going on there.
Usyk is literally calling him Belly.
Is there any must-see boxing fights you hope get booked or that are scheduled? How much are you into that side of it?
I don't tend to follow boxing unless there's a fighter that I want to particularly watch. I watch a lot of old boxing. Julio Cesar Chavez, one of my favorites to watch. I indulge Canelo constantly because I always learn something from him. But with boxing, I'm better at like a career study than like following the fights as they go because I just kind of can't keep up.
Have you been to like a big Fury or Joshua fight? They look amazing on TV.
I've been to a couple of Carl Froch fights at Nottingham Arena. They were pretty wild. They were pretty wild. No, I've not been to as many boxing matches as I would like to have done. I was training with Ricky Hatton the other week. That was incredible.
How was that?
Amazing, amazing. The way that the guy moves.
Yeah.
Even, and this was before he'd lost all the weight to do his fight. The way he moves is incredible. It's like he's weightless.
And he just looks like a proper bin man, as they would say.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, that's great.
He's a lot of fun. And a great boxer. And his son's going to be really good as well.
Yeah. And Carl Froch married up too. It's a good club if you can enter.
Was that the lady who screamed through all of his fights?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would always watch his fights. I'm like, someone is dying in the audience. I guess they're just going to let her keep dying.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till you hear me at the O2 Arena in March.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You'll never hear wailing from a corner like that before.
That sounds pretty good. Dan, so when do you have your first PFL gig? Do you know?
Yesterday.
What does that mean?
We did a media day yesterday.
Oh,
We've got all the fighters together. No, we've got Newcastle, March 25th.
March 25th.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is that,
March
is that on the Geordie Shore?
Well, it's kind of up that direction.
Okay.
But yeah,
Different kind of people up there.
yeah, for sure. There's some good fighters up in Newcastle. I'll tell you that.
They live. I like that area. They got my guy, the Sandman, Louis Ritson. You guys know that guy, right? Yeah, all right. We're making boxing fans one at a time of these MMA.
Very slowly.
Dan, you haven't fought in the UFC since 2012 or at all. When you look back, and you've transitioned occupationally very well. Look at where you're at, TV analyst.
Transitioned.
He transisted. How hard, in hindsight, because it ended abruptly.
Yeah.
How hard was that first couple of years to find yourself? How much were you tied into the identity of the fucking outlaw, dude?
Seemed like from the outside looking in, it seemed like you pivoted pretty well.
Yeah, I don't think I did. No, I'll be honest. I did a lot of ayahuasca.
Hey, Rashad looked at
you and Rashad. Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
he's a whole different person.
Oh,
right
we
now,
know.
right?
Oh, we know.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
I love Rashad. It was weird. It was odd because the thing that I'd identified with my whole life, even like I started training when I was 7, right? I'd just always been a martial artist, and the purpose was always to be competing. I had my first fight when I was 8. Like, it was all of a sudden I was standing on the edge of a cliff with nowhere else to go, and I was living in Vegas. All the places I would normally go, Syndicate or Extreme Couture or whatever, Drysdale's, I just couldn't be on the mat. Because I found myself angry at the people on the mat because if they weren't training as hard as I wanted to be training for what they were planning on doing, I was annoyed at them. I yelled at one of my teammates because he walked out of the cage after losing and he was like, ugh. I'm like, what do you mean, ugh? Like, you got the opportunity to fight. I could strangle you right now. It was really difficult, But that's,
passion, man.
Yeah,
that's
but
real,
there's a bit of obsession in my...
Yeah, that's you.
That is me, isn't it? I am a little bit obsessive no matter what I do. So when I got the opportunity to transition to analysis, then I just attacked it head on, And just going back to what you mentioned about Malignaggi, this kind of circles back to a question you asked me a bit earlier. Like, the reason why I feel like I transitioned pretty well to analysis is because I wasn't that good as a fighter.
What are you trying to do here? People showed up here for you. I mean, you're pretty fucking good.
But the thing is, I
know what you mean, but also you were very good.
Yeah, but you look at the people I was on the mat with. Like I had Paul Daly, I had Jimmy Waller, I had Andre Winner. They were all better than me at something. Faster, hit harder, stronger, all really good martial artists. So every day in the gym.
Not you. I don't know what. Is that me? I'm feeling these margaritas.
Like, every day in the gym, I had to figure problems out with my mind, and I feel like Paulie Malignaggi did. Someone said to me...
Yeah, he did not have power.
Well, this is the thing. They said he's the bravest boxer that's ever lived, because he always got into the ring knowing full well he was doing 12 rounds. Because he didn't have the power to stop people. I mean, he had haircuts in the corner, he broke his hands over and over again, but because he had to solve everything with his brain as opposed to his athleticism or his power, he had to figure things out.
So you felt like you were already maxed out, smoking mirrors just to get to that level?
I feel like I had further to go.
How is the heart condition?
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah?
It was nothing. It was just a weird diagnosis while I was in Vegas. I mean, you got to think I was weight cutting, I was stressed, I was in training camp, I was supposed to be fighting Matt Brown. That was terrifying.
Oh God.
The guy's an animal.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things going on, and I'd gone to a doctor in Vegas, and he looked at it and he was like, this is kind of weird. Contacted my doctor back at home, and he said, just don't touch it. Come back here and get checked. And I've been to cardiologists. I've had all different kinds of stress tests. There's nothing wrong with me. I could have carried on with my career. That's the most frustrating thing about it.
Just losing all the time?
Yeah.
All right, talk to us about you become a title challenger. You got to fight GSP. When you look
I will say this: the UFC did promote that fight well.
Yeah, they did.
When you look back at that, the build to it, where your mindset was at, obviously you probably have some like, I should have done this or I should have done that. What are those? What do you look back on when you think that? I mean, you got to the top.
I honestly don't think I could have done any more with what I had. Like, because, I went to train with GSP a few times and helped him out, and he spent $250,000 on his training camp, right? I was making $22,000. Yeah. Like, how could I compete? Like, I remember showing up at the airport in Newark. I'd booked a Holiday Inn for me and 2 of my coaches. I'd booked a Dodge Caliber, and Dana called me up. He's like, "You're not driving that around on the show. I'm gonna
Not with this
switch
jacket on."
He literally, they came and collected the car and brought me a cream Escalade. I looked like a proper dick, you can imagine. But that was the thing. It was like I just had no money. I had a good brown belt in my corner, and I had a Thai boxing coach that didn't realize I couldn't knee on the floor. You know what I mean? I was like, literally, I love them both to death, but I was kind of in there on my own a little bit. And of course, I was against GSP, one of the best of all time. And the GSP that I got in the fight was not the version that actually exists. He's far better than that. I actually made him quite nervous, it turned out, because he realized I wanted to hurt him.
Completely avoided standing at all costs with you. Yeah.
But I've sparred with him kickboxing. He's a great striker as well. Yeah. He could have given me nightmares on the feet as well. I wish he'd given me the chance.
Yeah.
But
what's your biggest regret from the actual fight?
I honestly don't think I have any. And I think that's the best thing about it.
That's the best spot to be in.
He fought hard.
Yeah.
He fought hard.
I mean, it was the best result, because if I'd have beaten him, I would have been treating like Matt Serra beating him. And he would have beat me in the rematch because I wasn't as good a martial artist as he was at the time. And I'm probably not now still, but I'm definitely not now still. He's still in great
We saw him in Arizona. That
Scary,
bastard
right?
is still in shape. God damn it.
So, this is like a personal question and stuff, but like, you know, did the Mohawk get chicks? Like on the, you know, you know, I mean, because it's aggressive, you know, you gotta.
I would imagine that,
She's
like,
gonna kick my ass if I ask this question.
I tell you what, you know, earmuffs, Veronica.
Yeah. Because they didn't have DMs back then.
They didn't have DMs, but I'm gonna guess that Las Vegas in the United States in 2009-ish with a Mohawk and a British accent, dude, you were laying pipe up in the
I know they called Matashenko the janitor, but this guy had been cleaning up. You know what I mean? Just
I think honestly the accent more than the haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy pickings with the accent.
Yeah.
You know who told?
You know,
who told us
he
that
didn't
today?
big time us. He didn't do a favor on us, and I respect
No,
that.
he did. We did this bit to Faber. I was like, yo, it must have been amazing when you got famous, like all the women.
When you became the WEC
He was
champion?
like, it didn't really change. Like I already almost had him.
Yeah.
And we were like, what is that like? We have no idea.
You know who did that to us today too? Paul Craig.
Paul Craig was like, he's like, dude, the American women, my accent, it's over. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
He also said Johnny Walker fucked through half of Scotland. So
Okay, I don't know if we should be sharing. Yeah. Hey, didn't Timothy Chalamet from Dune give like chlamydia to half of New York City at one point? Somebody was on their set.
How the hell would I know that?
I don't know. You know, just pass it on. Right?
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Dan, we have to wrap things up.
Yep.
Obviously we'll pay attention to what you're doing in the PFL, but what do you give as the pitch for people? You want to youtube.com/
Yeah, just search my name on YouTube if you want some analysis. I try and keep it quite straightforward and to the point. But yeah, I'm around. Dan Hardy MMA on socials, and you know where to find me.
Dude, the stuff
You're
you
already
used to
sick
do
of hearing me talk.
with John Gooden was great.
John,
that whole show you used to do, what was it called?
Inside the Octagon.
Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah, that was a good show.
They had James Krause do that a couple times.
Yeah, they
you see
did.
that?
They did. Yeah.
That didn't go so well, huh?
Yeah, the Parlays in Punani edition. Yeah, that was,
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good show. That's, of all the things that I did with the UFC, that's probably the thing I'm most proud of, to be honest. Because we literally built that show between us.
Yes.
You know, we had a couple of people working alongside us, but that was just John and I showing up at the studio and putting in the work. And some days we recorded 4 or 5 shows.
People have no idea how long that's.
And you didn't have the DraftKings money back then to fuel it. You
No.
know?
And the other thing as well is most people think that I showed up and the analysis was presented to
Yes.
me.
No.
Yes.
I'm like, no. The BT Sports show takes me 3 days to prepare. And I disappear for 3 days.
Yeah, right. Intense
Into a
stuff.
little grey hole and get kind of odd. Stop showering.
Well,
and that,
Dan, you had a phenomenal career, and I'll just say this, you know, from the analytical side, I feel like you are this anywhere. You are the standard everyone needs to match up to in terms of what you do online and for television and everything else. Like, I know that when you're on TV, I can trust what you're saying, and I just don't feel like I can do that with a lot of people. So,
Hey, real quick, was Dominic Cruz right?
About what?
That referee that smelled like bitches and hooch?
Keith Peterson.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd know.
Okay.
Have you ever heard Keith Peterson talk?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Yeah, it sounds like he's like practicing in the death metal bands between rounds.
Dude, he's fully tattooed up. He's he's a
Like,
hardcore kid.
He doesn't wear turtlenecks for like design. He's trying to hide that shit he got in, I'm guessing, prison. I don't know. I'm making that up.
That was Josh Rosenthal, but you know, now he's free.
Josh.
Now he's free.
Dude, Josh Rosenthal. You know, because I think he refed some of your fights.
Yeah, he did.
He, for folks who don't know, he was part of a giant weed operation, had to go to jail for it, and then now it's all legal. But everyone and their brother has tried to hit him up to get an interview. So the first person you see interview Josh Rosenthal has they pulled the sword from the stone.
Yeah, we'll get him on
That's what that
Service
is.
Diaries. It'll be fantastic.
All right, but Danny, Dan, we have to go, but we appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all your success. May it ever will it continue.
Thank you.
On everything. On
Dan Hardy.
matrimony, on all that. The Outlaw, right here. Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Hey, round of applause. Hey, come on. All right, I'll see you soon. Yeah. Time for the wheel.
We should do a little wheel.
All right, hold on. Let's reset here just a minute. Now, what are we doing?
I was going to throw a little merch out to the
Just throw more merch to
he's
people
always
who
like,
can't wear it.
Yo, this guy,
Hey.
this guy loves pouring out straight, milk for the stray cats. Yeah, you're damn right I do. All right.
BC. Oh, dude, you left the guy up top hanging.
Yeah, I was told not to throw it up there.
Oh, you were?
Yeah,
Yeah, we were told not to throw it at you. So. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, throw the. I wanted to burn the jacket like the Who at the end, put it in the garbage can.
All
And
right.
be like,
All right.
But they thought I would get my ass kicked on the way
All right.
out. Yeah.
Time out. Are we gonna do the wheel?
So yeah, I said I would never do the wheel again, but it's a live show in the UK, so fuck it, right?
Let's
you
just
know
do
what I mean?
the
Let's just do it. So, you
We
know.
have 10 categories. Can I read them?
Yeah, let's read the 10 categories.
Yeah.
How many times do you want to spin?
Okay, how many questions do you have?
I have 10 categories, yeah.
I'm not going to do all 10. I'll do at least 5.
Okay.
Okay, one is UK plus and minuses. I know. Believe me, I tried to talk him out of it, Wales. Just. I know. Man Crush Monday is number 2. Inside the Artiste Studio, all right. M Karaoke, oh, fuck you. Sorry I effed up. Okay. I Still Wanna Joanna. Not Semtex, but Sex Text Daily, which if you think I'm sending Paul Semtex Daily, I want to bang you text. You're right, I will. Impromptu improv, oh no.
Yeah.
All right, Rate That Tat, Donk Edition. Oh,
I know we got a lot of shitty tats in this room right now.
And last but not least, Dead, Drunk, and Naked.
Your choice, actually. No. So the premise of this, if you're new, is Luke's really hard to ask like fun questions to because he kind of sucks the fun out of the building sometimes. So like this is a segment where he has to do what it says. So let's see what happens here, Luke. All right.
All right, so 5?
5. You get what you get. All right. I didn't. It's not like
All
I
right, so let me
wrote
see.
this.
What, can I spin it either direction?
Any direction.
All right.
One direction for all the UK fans out there.
Sex Text Daily.
All right. This one has been on the wheel since the beginning. It just never got hit.
All right.
Luke, do you have your phone on you?
Yes.
Okay, no, Luke, this isn't a tribute to the retired British slugger, Nottingham's own, right? Paul
Semtex.
Semtex Daily. This is about stick pics, Luke. So text one of the following 3 names, the exact words of "show me your hog," with no context, reveals, or follow-ups until the end of this live show. Any and all responses, including pics, must be shared with all of us here. And of note, you will need to turn your ringer up just so we can hear this for the rest of the show. Your 3 options for Sex Text Daily are the captain, Eric Albarracin, former Morning Kombat producer, Jay Aaron, or famed MMA trainer, Eric Nicksack. Eric Knight, could be Eric Nicksack. We'll find out on the reply. So, all you have to text is, your options are show me your hog or show me that hog.
Okay, so in the spirit of the question, if I did it to Jay, he would love it.
Yeah, he would.
So
but
I'm
you
not-
might actually see his piece.
Yeah,
That's
he would
the thing,
actually be like, what angle do you want to see it from? Do you want to see slow-mo portrait? So no him. So it's either the captain or it's Eric Nixick.
Yep.
All right, so what do I have to send him?
You just have to say, show me your hog or show me that hog. And nothing else. No replies. I mean, just get it over with already, right?
All right, Eric Nixick, fuck it.
All right. Wow.
Man, you suck. I don't like you. Why did I tie my future to you?
Yeah, you get
All right.
you get. You get
Yeah.
what you get.
Show me that hog.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, they're not doing this on the UFC weigh-in show. I'll tell you that much,
All right, so to confirm, it's Eric Nixick. You can see previous conversations we've had.
Yep.
All right, show me that hog.
That's it. Send. Confirmed, send. All right, spin it again.
Why did I sign up for this? I don't.
See, that's the gift that's going to keep on giving,
All
right?
right, here we go. All right. Dead, drunk, and naked.
All right. Well, here we go.
This ought to be stupid.
Well, we can't do much for you on the dead or naked parts of this title.
So
We
they're
can
just
try our
randomly
best
in
to
there?
facilitate the drunk. So Luke will be tasked of challenging one lucky donk in this place right now to come up on stage and have a 1 beer can chug off. To review, on Margarita Day, you went up against Punch Drunk Pete.
Yeah, so I've done this once before, and to be very clear, I am pathetic at this. But I beat an even more pathetic person punch-drunk Pete.
So we got a little London pride here, Luke.
How is London Pride lukewarm? It's not good? All right, show of hands. Who wants to do who?
All right, this is the guy who's really upset about this whole UK Plus thing. So, you know.
I'll make you a deal. It can be you, but you can't knife him when you come on stage.
Okay.
All right. Yeah? Come on. He's got a mic.
Wait, is this Gav?
No, I'm Gav.
There he is. Sir, welcome.
Don't let him
I'm
have
not
the...
Gav, but I'm, oh, hey, lads.
Okay, hold on to the microphone. Here we go.
Hold on to the microphone.
Okay. What's your name?
Steve.
Steve, you've had a few, yes?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Steve, are you from Wales?
Am I from Wales?
Where are we from?
I'm from Ireland.
You're from Ireland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. North or south?
Now, hold on, real quickly. Where in Ireland are you from?
County Cork.
County Cork?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. How are your chugging skills these days?
Pretty good.
Okay. I feel like as an American going up against an Irish guy, this
don't
is
need
like.
two mics here.
Oh yeah. I feel like this is like a gazelle challenging a lion, but okay. How old are you?
I'm
Today.
33.
33.
Yeah.
All right, so here's how this is gonna go. Now this is normal chugging rules, okay?
Yeah.
Say your name one more time. What was it?
Steve.
Steve. Yeah, Steve. Sure. Sorry, your name. My name.
Luke is your name, is it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Wait, Steve. Who's your favorite UFC strawweight?
Joanna.
Yeah, okay. She retired. All right, now here's the rules. They did make one stipulation about this. Yes? And listen to me.
Yeah.
Hold on. I know this is how you breathe.
It's okay. Sit down.
You cannot spill anything.
Okay.
No spilling allowed.
Fine.
If you spill, I win.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will cheer us in.
Can you guys do that weird Colombian thing?
We will do. Oh, Jesus. Boy, I thought I had support among the Irish. Fucking. All right, so we'll do this. We'll do this Colombian style for the intro, and then we're off to the races. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
No spilling.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Pa arriba.
3.
No. I do it. I do it. Follow me.
It's rock,
Arriba.
paper, or scissors.
Cheers me up top. Pa abajo.
What? You're tricking me. You're tricking me.
No. There's 4 of them. Pa arriba, pa abajo, el centro, pa dentro.
Listen.
All right, I got an easy one for you. I got one in English for you.
Let's just play each other.
Okay, here we go.
Okay,
Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. Vamos.
Okay.
Steve. Oh, it's half done. Fuck off. Keep drinking. Steve. I almost spilled. This is the worst chugging contest ever.
This is like that mature tab on the porn site, right? You know, it's just like, there it is. Steve, before we let you go, Steve, can I interview you here over?
Yeah, that beer was bad.
Out there.
Nothing went wrong. He. There was no.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Nothing wrong over there, BC.
Thank you. I look forward to you driving all your friends home tonight. This is Steve, everybody.
Round of applause for Steve. Okay, boss, that way. There we are. All right. Don't text and
Get him
drive.
a body bag, yeah.
Okay, so
All
that's
right, spin number 3.
All right.
Hey, could you check your text real quick?
Oh, yeah, I can. He hasn't responded. All right, here we go. This is 3. Rate that tat donk edition. Who wants to-
Okay.
Who's got it? Who's
We're
got it?
gonna
Okay, hold
need
on.
somebody-
Hold on, there is a stipulation here.
Yeah, no dongs. Come on. No, right?
I mean, if it's a good tattoo. Don't come up here to get your feelings hurt. Because they will. All right, who wants to do it?
Oh, that
my
guy.
man
that guy.
stood up right here. Come on.
That guy, he has like vagrancy vibes. I like this. Let's bring him on.
Come on.
Thank you so much.
Come on up, dude. Don't hand the fucking mic to him.
Okay. Yeah, you want to handle this part? Yeah, please.
Okay. What's your name?
My name's Tom.
Tom. Where are you from, Tom?
I'm Coventry, UK, England, you know, so. Yeah.
What is Coventry like?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, candidly, it's not good.
All right. You're an MK guy, yes?
Absolutely.
Do you know who I am? Is I guess the question to ask.
Mr. Luke Thomas.
All right. Very good. You've got tattoos, yeah?
Absolutely.
Now, before you show it to me, why don't you describe to me what it is?
I have. Ooh,
Do you know these reprobates? Who are these?
absolutely not. No,
Okay, very
they're
good.
just.
They're just here.
I have a MF Doom tattoo,
Okay.
which is angular and black and grey.
Yeah, MF Doom is black, so BC doesn't know who he is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me see. Hold on, I like the elephant actually a little bit better. This is relatively new, the elephant, yes?
Yeah.
What's that snake all about? Don't tread on me and shit?
No, none of that. No.
All right.
I mean, what kind of steps are you storming over here?
How many of these did you get erased after January 6th? That's really the question. I'm going to give you, first of all, it's a great idea for a tattoo. Here's the problem. The line work is shambles.
Oh, boy.
The shading doesn't exist. And he's got a weird, yeah, it's not good, my man. Here's what I would say about it. It's okay. It's an okay tattoo. Where did you get it?
I got it done in Maine, actually, on the east coast of the USA.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah. Where?
A place called Tsunami Tattoo
What's
in Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine? The fuck were you doing in Portland, Maine?
I don't want to tell you about it.
Yeah, fair enough. Interpol, right? Interpol.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to give that one a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 for Coventry.
What was that guy's name?
I don't remember.
All right.
Does he work on the show?
All right. Spin number 4, Luke.
By the way, you've gotten all the good spins. I just want to point that out. All right, what do we have here? No, I'm not going to do that one. It's the same one. It's the Dark Edition thing, no. I still want a Joanna. I'm not texting Joanna. I'm not.
Okay. Luke, in order for you to continue to appease my love for the history of the most
I
competitive
can't believe I texted Eric
division
Nixon. I want to see his fucking hog. All right.
and UFC history, women's strawweight, let's focus on this stat. The 115-pound title has been contested 16 times in 9 years since I was there on opening night in 2014, right?
Yep.
Cookie Monster, Rose, me.
Yep.
Name any 5 consecutive title fights over the 9-year history of the division.
What? What kind of question is this?
It's a trivia question. There's one out of 10. You get what you get.
Read the question
okay?
one more time because I was half listening. One more time.
There were 16 title defenses in 9 years in the 115-pound women's division in the UFC. Name 5 consecutive title fights. Yes. It's actually not that hard if you're really.
All right. So at 115, you said. So Esparza beats Rose for it, right?
That's the inaugural. Yes.
Then Rose loses to Joanna. No, I'm sorry. What am I saying? Esparza beats Rose to start. Then Esparza loses to Joanna. She gets housed by Joanna. I remember that fight. Cookie Monster had the big ol' eyes in that one. She was getting torn up. All right, so then who took it from Joanna? Was it Rose took it from Joanna?
No, I'm talking about consecutive title fights.
Oh, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, you got one more spin.
I just punted. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, we did trivia with the MMA on Point guys. Yo, recommendation, don't do that.
Yeah.
You mean the guys who make documentaries with very detailed information in it? Yeah, don't do that.
All right, Luke, you got one more spin.
All right.
And I hope it's
here we go.
Hope it's M karaoke.
It's a little much. Same
It's
one.
going to be M karaoke, right?
No, same one. Stop. It's the same one again. Hold on, one more time.
We can rig it.
I'm not going to rig it. You're not going to get all the ones you like. Okay, Man Crush Monday.
All right.
I'm also not going to text Brett Okamoto I want to see his hog either.
Luke, I think it was former U.S. President James Buchanan who once famously said, a true measure of a man isn't whether or not you respect or admire him. It's whether or not subconsciously.
Do you speak English?
You would be
I don't
willing.
know.
It's whether or not you would be willing to trade lives with them on the spot and actually be them, or if they are willing, be with them intimately. End quote. MMA has got a few cool dudes right now, dude. We spent time today with,
I really want to
with
text
Paul
Eric
Craig,
Nixick right now.
we had Dan the Outlaw Hardy right here. Luke, if I asked you to narrow it down in terms of who was the coolest in MMA history at any point, and I told you to give me three, which three fighters do you truly believe were so freaking cool at their apex point? What was that point that we all watched and were like, man, I'd love to be that guy?
This is relatively easy.
This is true hero worship here, Luke, okay?
Yeah, I mean-
was it Dan Hardy heading into the GSP fight?
That's a big one. That's a big one. I'll say this. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but from stateside, like Conor knocking out Eddie Alvarez was pretty fucking big. But the first one I'm going to say is, how about after stopping McGregor, Nate Diaz? I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. Blood all over his face, Joe Rogan microphone in his face, and he did nothing but deliver in that moment in the most obvious way possible. It transformed his life. It transformed his career. That's got to be number one. Number two, coolest moments, and we're talking like any era or whatever.
Yep.
Coolest moment. I'm trying to think of like
Luke Rockhold on Millionaire Matchmaker? That was pretty cool, right?
You guys have heard the story. He went on Millionaire Matchmaker and it went really poorly for him.
Or did it, right?
No, it did. I mean, the lady who did it chewed him out for like just being totally vacuous about the whole thing. But after that aired, my DMs filled up with women being like, "Oh my God, I saw you on Millionaire Matchmaker.
Yeah,
You're so hot." And I
not
was
the
like,
same Luke.
"I have terrible news for you."
You want to close with M Karaoke here?
It's like I also, Luke, and I also work in MMA. We are distinct. That's a.
All right, forget that.
She's like, "You're so right. You are horribly ugly looking."
So, Luke,
I know. It's McGregor and then whoever the fuck
the
else.
Wheel of Death. Thank you very much. We did want to close, and of course, we'll be afterwards upstairs at the Rotunda Bar, Luke.
Yes.
You know, you can take pictures.
I have another job to go to. I have to.
But we wanted to close with a Q&A. So
Yeah, who's got a question?
We only got about 10 minutes for this, right?
Let me see. We started a little late because everyone was getting drinks at the bar.
So look,
Yeah.
the first 6 or 7 people that can.
Okay, so here's how this is going to work. We're not just going to go in the audience. We'll take the first 6 or 7 people who line up on this side, and then those people will get to ask a question. First come, first. Huh? Okay, hold on. I see you in the back. If you come down right now, I'll save a slot for you. Hurry up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got room for like 3 more, 4 more. Wow, they made the whole audience get up.
Oh yeah.
Huh? I hate that shit at the movie theaters. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 6. Do you want to do it? All right, so while we're waiting for him, he can go first. So let's.
Luke, I just wanted to let you know the impromptu improv involved you playing the role of Appy and me playing the role of British Customs.
Can I text Eric Nixick?
Would have been great. Would have been great.
All right, tell us your name.
I'm another Steve, but I'm not as drunk as.
Not a Steve.
Yeah.
Steve, are you also from Coventry?
No, I'm from London.
How is London these days? You like it?
It's very safe.
It's a nice city. Okay, I don't know what that was. What a passive aggressive. It's like I don't live in Florida like you peasants.
They don't have nearly the knife crimes that Glasgow has.
Yeah, we were warned about the knife crimes in Scotland. That's a real thing?
Yeah. You got less chance of getting shot here, though. So.
Okay, good to go. Very nice. What is your question for the show?
Luke, I wanted to ask you. You were really high on Volkanovski, but since Brendan Sharp said that he picked him, and we know the previous. He tends to pick the losing fighters. Does that change your opinion of how the fight's going to go on Saturday?
No. I appreciate this. We can hand this back to the guy. Steve, thank you. A round of applause for Steve. The thing about Volkanovski right now is not that like you don't believe in his ability per se, or that you don't think he's good. It's just, dude. No, I love Brendan Schaub. I'm just simply pointing out like this. Yes, I do. What the hell? So what I'm trying to point out, in answer to the question, all right. In answer to the question, it's just such a difficult assignment. It's an insanely difficult assignment. And so it's not that I don't think he can do it. You're asked for the probability of the outcome. The probability seems fairly low. It's tough. It's a tough uphill climb. So, what's up, man? Come on up.
We want you on camera, so
Tell us your
can
name.
identify you later tonight.
Tell us your name.
My name's Amrit.
Amir?
Amrit.
Amrit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Indian like you.
Yeah. Very good. By the way, I want to point out something. So last night we had a choice about where we wanted to go, and I warned these fucking heathens. I said, dude, the Indian food in London is like it's like second to none.
Yeah, and Mikey was like, let's go to Burger King.
And this motherfucker goes, I want to go to Burger King.
Yeah, but he's no offense to like my fellow white friends in the crowd.
Yeah.
He was protecting his arsehole for this morning.
Yeah, he probably was.
That was Mikey's asshole we were talking about.
No, so my question is, we were talking about British MMA earlier, and considering we've just seen Khamzat Chimaev call out Luke Rockhold at middleweight, there's obviously been a lot of questions about what weight class he will fight at.
You mean Robert Whittaker?
Robert Whittaker. If that move for Khamzat becomes permanent at middleweight and Leon Edwards defends his title, with Shavkat Rakhmonov seemingly a few fights away from a title fight, how long do you think, if he wins a trilogy, Leon Edwards could keep his title at welterweight?
There's a lot of ifs in this one.
Yeah.
BC, what do you think?
I mean, can lightning strike twice? Can it really?
That's a... I gotta say, between that and the UK Plus bid, there might actually be knife crime today. From me. I will tell you, you're asking a lot, dude. First of all, like Leon is, he's just an incredible talent. That win was amazing. It's a tough assignment against Kamaru, bro. Like, I don't have to tell you guys that. You know, it's a very, very difficult one. If he passes that before Rakhmonov comes around, I'm gonna say Rakhmonov won't be fighting for titles until 2024 or 25. Probably 2024. He's gonna beat everyone in front of him. But, you know, once he gets to that Colby, Usman level, that's when we're gonna get a better test of things. But I think he's gonna fight for a title probably end of this year, first thing 2025. Yeah.
Amber, hate to do this to you. It's going to cost you $15 on Luke's live chat.
Yes.
It's just,
Well, I saw some guy donated 150. He's a high.
we accept pounds, right? You know.
Yeah. I was gonna make a joke.
Like Luke's college dating scene, he also accepted pounds. You know.
Don't indulge him. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Amrit?
MK all day.
Yes.
Every day.
Thank you, Amrit. Thank you, buddy. Tell our people back in India I love them, okay? Tell our people. Okay, fair enough. That's also okay. Come on up, my friend, with the headphones. You just love headphones, huh?
Oh, dude, that guy's got
What's your
house
name?
music.
Kai.
What is it?
Kai.
Kai?
Yep.
As in like Kai Kara, France?
Yep.
Okay. What's your question, Kai? Where you from? Where you from?
I'm from North Wales.
From North Wales. Oh, so hey.
Yeah.
How is
I think they call that Northeast Ireland.
how is North Wales?
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Do they shoot Game of Thrones over there or some shit?
A little bit.
A little bit, okay.
On the island.
What's your question?
If you could take over any fighter's career and make better life decisions or fight decisions for them, whose career would you like to turn around?
Can we get a direct flight to Albuquerque or what?
So as I understand it, the question is like, say it one more time.
Any fighter that you personally think is making poor life decisions or fight decisions in terms of who they're fighting.
Do I think there's fighters making poor life decisions?
Who would you like to make better decisions for? If you could turn.
Yeah, I mean, John Jones is the obvious one, right? Like, here's the thing. Like, everyone knows about our situation, but like, I don't wish poorly on him, right? Like, just think about it. If you wish poorly on him, that means you're wishing poorly on his kids. You're wishing poorly on his loved ones.
Yeah, he wishes on them poorly enough. I mean, to be
Fine.
fair, you know.
Fine. But no, that's okay.
Just, you know.
No, that's okay. I'm not even against. I'm not disputing that. But what I'm pointing is like, what is your culpability there?
Yeah, there you go.
What is your culpability? So like, I don't wish poorly for him. John's an obvious one. You know, Nick Denis was known as the Ninja of Love. I don't know if you guys remember Nick Denis. He was a Canadian guy. He quit to go to med school. After fighting in the UFC for like 1 or 2 times, he was like, yeah, fuck this, I'm gonna go be a doctor. And I was like, that's a smart decision. Honestly, man.
Would you intervene on War Machine before or after the adult film?
Okay, I mean.
Some people were wondering that, you know.
You're really gonna do all the Brian Campbell bits tonight, right? All the oldies but a goodies?
My name may not be first, but it is on the market.
It is on the market. It is on the market. Honestly, I will tell you that, like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them, like, doing, like, fucked up things. Like, hey, can you please stop going to Chechnya and then playing with Kadyrov's son? Can we please stop fucking doing that? But I will tell you, you heard Dan talk about it here. I will tell you that, like, dude, most of the time, the guys who are in those gyms, and yeah, they're fucking up and stuff, but, like, that's where they should be. Like, they have made a certain series of decisions. They have gone all in on it. And yeah, of course, could you not drive drunk or do other dumb shit? Yes, of course you could. But in terms of, like, the life decision to pursue that career, I don't necessarily get in the way of that. One, because they have agency as adults, but more than that, like, when you hear them speak about it, it's not a mistake that they're there. And if anyone who's ever tried to train, like, I did it a little bit, you know, I dabbled. Dude, like, when you see the guys who go pro and you have to go with them, you're like, fuck this, man. I'm not trying to make a check this way. Like, I'm not trying to make money this way. This is too difficult. So, anybody going to Kadyrov's place, fucking stop. That's it. That's what I would say. Yeah? All right, thank you for your question. All right, we got someone who makes coffee for a living, I can tell.
Wait. I thought we got Dan, not Pat Cummings.
I'm not going to save you.
All right,
I want you to just soak that failure in.
I'll just sit over here. All right.
What's your name?
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's a very American name, Jimmy. All right. Not really. All right. Where are you from, Jimmy?
I live in southwest London, originally from Ipswich, where Arnold Allen is from.
Yeah, he mentioned it today. He mentioned some terrible football team out of there or something.
Yeah, Ipswich SC, not great.
What are they, like third tier or whatever?
I think they're in the championship, but mid-tier.
I mean, they say championship. Which one?
Yeah,
you know?
the second, like below the Premier.
All right, fair enough. What's your question?
So first of all, I might not get the opportunity again. I love both you guys, but personally to you, Luke, I just want to say a big, massive thank you. No, I love you, Brian, honestly. But I've been watching you for such a long time. During COVID, for all of us, it was really difficult, but you were one of the people that used to watch all the time on YouTube. Your content really got me. I don't want to kiss, but, like, honestly, man.
We're not going to smooch.
No, I'm not going to smooch. Oh, thank you.
I mean, I'm a Luke Thomas fan, too, at the end of the day, all right?
No, I do have a question. So we're living in a parallel universe, trying to take you to, let's say we're watching Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman at the O2. Okay. In this parallel universe, Sweet Caroline does not exist.
That's the best universe ever.
What song do you hear the British public singing? What do you think?
Ooh.
I know.
Which
boom, 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 boom. Ooh.
Oh, Blur, song 2?
It was the song of FIFA 98.
Blur, song 2? No, you know what? It's kind of tired, but, like, they play it at all the, well, when they, the fucking Jack White. Doom, 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 doom.
Seven Nation Army?
Seven Nation Army. Probably that one. I mean, it's old, but, like, dude, Sweet Caroline's the worst. It's the worst. I don't who likes that song? Let me hear. Who likes Sweet Caroline?
Sorry.
The exit's that way, sir.
Luke, what would you be more apt if somebody rewrote the lyrics and they presented you with new lyrics that you could sing
Neil
for
Diamond.
karaoke?
Neil Diamond found a 13-year-old girl pretty interesting. I'm like, Neil Diamond can get the fuck out too.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Sandusky, the door's that way.
Sandusky, skip the showers, head right to the jail. All right, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. There you are. Somehow we brought in Sandusky. I don't know.
All right, can we? They say we got to close, but can we let these three get real quick?
All right, super fast. Come up, real quick. We'll make it quick. All right, tell me your name. Where you from?
Rory. I'm from a wee village called Shear.
Okay, I don't know where that is, but go ahead.
Of course you don't. It's fucking tiny.
All right.
Why do you think kickboxing isn't a more popular sport like boxing is in MMA?
Yep.
And also, BC, Dana already hates you enough. After enough drinks, do you think you'd power slap him?
That guy?
To you? No. Would you power slap Dana after enough drinks?
He already hates you enough. I mean.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
First one question was what?
All right.
Why do you think kickboxing isn't a more popular sport like boxing and MMA?
It's a good question. I appreciate it. We're going to send you down so I can
Hey,
follow
you look good in this filter shirt right here.
Yeah.
Right?
The answer is I don't really have a good one for you. I don't have a good. One reason, at least in the United States, is that all the names are, and I'm sorry, just as reality, they're all European. Like the people don't know these people. They're not part of anyone's community. It's just sort of like a thing that's imported, and people seem to tune out whenever it happens. A Glory aired on Spike in primetime. It just didn't connect. It doesn't mean the product's not good. It just means that Americans are preoccupied with their version of football.
Remember we kind of like pump faked and almost announced that we were going to have a second live guest?
Yes.
Mads Burnell. Everyone, let's go bring him on up here.
Mads, I love your submission game. All right, which boarding school did you just show up from?
Came from, well, you know, I'm not going to answer that.
All right. What's your name? Where are you from?
Jack from West London.
Okay, Jack from West London. What's up, Jack the Ripper?
Okay, so quick question. So when it comes to USADA and fighters that enter into that testing pool, what percentage of fighters who are in that testing pool do you think are actually violating the rules but are not getting caught?
Ooh. BC, you have a guess on that one?
Yeah, what do I look at the guy that knows all things about balls? Yeah.
I'll say somewhere in the 20% range. Yep. 20% range based on like a few different things.
There you go.
Let's hear it for Jack from West London.
Oh, wait, hold on. Jack, hold on. That's a double XL. Give it to this guy right here.
Come on up, my friend. Come on up. All right. Tell. All right, last but not least, tell us your name, where you're from.
Daniel from South London.
Daniel from South London.
That's what I'm talking about.
So who's your football team?
I support Chelsea.
You support Chelsea. Dude, didn't you guys spend all the money this past transfer window? What happened?
Listen, the game is the game. You got to do what you got to do to get right.
Enjoy your American owner. All right, but go ahead. What's your question?
All right, cool. I'm going to give you options to make it quicker because I know you guys are.
Yeah, we do. Go ahead.
I've asked this question in your live chat like 1 billion times and you've never.
You didn't pay enough money.
Okay, cool. So, what is the most entertaining trilogy of fights? And when I say trilogy, what I mean is 3 people that fought each other. I'll give you some options. So, Poirier, Chandler, Gaethje.
Yep.
I've got DC Jones, Gustafsson, Holloway, Volkanovski, Ortega, Cody Cruz, TJ, Kamaru, Colby, Masvidal.
No.
This was in my group chat.
Yeah.
Robbie Lawler, Condit, Hendricks.
That's a good one.
And we've got, there was a woman.
Oh, there's one more.
Thug Rose, Joanna, and Zhang.
And Cheyenne, Roman, and JP.
Okay. BC, what would your answer be? Would your answer be the women there, the strawweight women? Seriously?
I would say those strawweight women. Or any combination of the pre-John Jones light heavyweight championship run. You know?
My thing is, I love the Jones-DC rivalry, but none of those ended up being competitive against Jones. I mean, the first one was, but like not really.
DC is one of like the hidden, forgotten
Yeah.
classics.
So I'm going to actually say I think the bantamweight one, the one that you mentioned, was the one that was the best one. Let's hear it for the Chelsea fan. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you.
Well, Luke.
Is this it?
Not much time left to do anything but harvest your organs. So we'll be doing that upstairs, you know?
Yeah. Hey, let me just say, this is, Brian one time asked me, like, what do I want out of MK? You know, because I'm 43. I've been grinding for a long time. And I don't know what that meant, but if I could have just one serious moment with you, there was 2 things I told him that I wanted. One was I wanted to build something special, which I feel like that's a little more obviously nebulous, but you'll know when you see it. The second thing I said I wanted was I want to be able to like have a podcast live. I want a podcast big enough where I could go to cities, sell tickets, people would show up and we could have a good time. It's the first time I've ever done this. I've been in the industry since 2007. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this. I lost a lot of years in an unfortunate situation, but this has been the best one I've ever been in. You guys are literally, I'm not doing a bit, you guys are making my dream come true right now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's how you build an audience right there. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that shit. Thank you.
I'm gonna film this while you take us out.
Yeah. Come on. Let's spread it among friends. All right.
Hey, wait. Hey, wait. Eric Nixick wrote back. All right, BC. You want to do the grand reveal? Am I lying?
Oh, it says one image. This is going to be great. Got that girth and Perth. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, yeah.
He showed me just an image of some Texan riding a wild boar.
Yeah. I got to say, Eric Nixick's got a big hog. Wasn't surprised with that.
BC, you have any thoughts first before we go?
I mean, touched beyond belief. I know that this area is so hardcore fight fan, and that's what I love and respect about you. But to find out that, we just announced we're doing a live show, and you guys were like, yeah, we'll buy tickets. And I'd just like to announce, you may see some empty ones because I think people left early after the Benoit bit. But,
well, what do you
like, we're not lying. We get to announce this. Tonight was a sellout. And you're telling me that, like, you know, like I've been lucky enough. I've been lucky enough to be on shows before, shows that I knew could have been something, but it's something, you know, life is timing, and it was the right dance partner at the right time with the right audience, and luckily they were all your followers, so you brought them in, and I got to piss them off at first, and then kind of win them over, and now they're not really so sure after, you know. So but Luke, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. This is the, you know,
dude, one second.
And thank you to the Sports Podcast Group for having us.
Yes, the people who hosted us. Round of applause for them, please.
This is my first orgy, and it's just been fantastic, you know?
2 more points, we're gonna go. 1, we'll see you at the Rotunda. If you guys wanna do glad handing, pictures, all that kind of stuff, we'll be up there, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And number 2, let me just say this, London fucking rocks.
Yes.
What a city.
Yes.
What a city.
So, you know,
This is one of the great cities of the world. I've been around, I know, I've been to Tokyo, I've been to Paris, we work in New York. London is truly, truly,
you know, like you and me, when I think about like where it began, I can't begin to know when, but you know, I knew it was going strong. You know, like was it the spring or like then spring became the summer? And I look around and I'm like, who would have believed that you'd come along? You know what I mean? And this is your dream that I touch you with hands.
One arm's
with touching hands. By reaching out, touching me, touching Luke. Caroline, good times never been so good, so good, so good, so good. These toes of mine. you know, I mean, yeah, okay. I had a whole other bit. You didn't pull it on the wheel.
That's
so,
about as good as you look putting on a condom, too. So.
Yeah. You know how much condoms used to cost back in the day?
Yeah, all right. We have to wrap it up. We want to thank Pod Live for having us. We'll see you at the Rotunda, London. Thank you! Yeah! Thank you! Hold on! Thank you, London!